The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Monday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And it seems this morning is just about the same as we've seen for the past couple of weeks. It's very nice out.
Yeah, not complaining though. As much as it's been similar, it's been pleasant, it's been dry. That's the key here. And in fact, overnight we were able to get a solar storm to produce some northern lights. Take a look at this photo here. This was on Jill Reel's Facebook page. I'm trying to load in some photos right now from local submissions. It's going to take a little bit here, but I just want to give you just a preview of what it looked like in Maine. But again, there's even some pretty vibrant photos from our area here locally due to the northern lights visible. Me, personally, I was already in bed, so I got to miss it, as usual. Downtown Utica, it is a pretty quiet morning out there early today. There looks to be some fog developing out to the east. Still, though, foggy in Syracuse and in Rochester. Clear skies up in Saranac Lake. Lows in the temperatures right now in the 30s. Today, we are expecting plenty of sun, highs near 80. This could be a sign of what to expect all week long. There is potential for rain chances in the middle of the week. We'll talk about how high those chances are, if there's any beneficial rain, or if it's just another dud coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Governor Hochul is expected to...
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Monday morning. Hope you all had a great weekend. Today we begin, as always, with a quiet start and, again, some foggy conditions. We take a look at the Cavvy Tower Cam this morning. It's a bit difficult to look into the valley. It's just too dark out to really see the fog, but there is fog developing in the Mohawk Valley and parts of the Adirondacks and primarily the southern valleys right here, the southern tier. Just a lot of those valley locations, pretty dense fog down there. 0 mile visibility currently in Hamilton, with no reading right now currently out in Ithaca. The traffic tracker early today shows green for the most part. It is a quiet morning out there on the roadways, aside again from that fog. But today, after that morning fog, it does burn off and we will see sunshine. Again, plenty of it. It's a beautiful afternoon today. And this nice weather continues for much of the week. But as I mentioned earlier on, there is a chance for some rainfall in the middle of the week. We'll have the latest trends on the amount and impact straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. China is now set to open what will become...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today, quiet start. Actually, some fog, too, but either way, sunshine moves in this afternoon. Downtown Utica, though, I want to take a view of this camera here. Pretty interesting view out there in the distance of that morning fog, slowly creeping into the city. It's currently right out in the distance there, but it almost looks like a wall of clouds right out there facing the eastern sky. Aside from the fog today, again, plenty of sun. High pressure is in place for today and tomorrow. End of the middle of the week, but watch what happens down here. We have a coastal low slowly moving north, and it's colliding with this high pressure, and it's going to be a battle of low pressure and high pressure. And high pressure will generally win out, but there could be a few showers that manage to survive and work their way up north enough, potentially impacting parts of the southern valleys. The best chance of seeing a stray shower Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. So when it comes to rainfall, here's a look at those chances. Again, it's a low. It's not high at all by any means, but the chance is still there, especially by the middle of the week. When it comes to cloud cover, in fact, it's got sunshine today and tomorrow. A few more clouds in the sky due to that low pressure on Wednesday, and then those clouds slowly fade away as we head into Thursday and the end of the week. Temperatures this week, you can see here, not fall-like by any means. We're in the upper 70s, pushing 80 on some days as our summer-like weather continues, even in the late summertime. So it's not quite ready to bring out the pumpkin spice and flannels just yet. We have to wait a little bit longer for that. You can see here the next 6 to 10 days, Still plenty of orange and reds here, and even beyond that, 8 to 14 days out shows a gradual warm trend. So we're still on the warm side looking ahead. On our Skycast, after some morning fog, sunshine moves in. Temperatures climb into the upper 70s, near 80 degrees. Tonight, the lows fall into the 50s, some spots 40s in the higher elevations. Tomorrow, lots of sun, highs again closer to the upper 70s to low 80s. As we head throughout Tuesday night, we're going to start to see a few more clouds roll in, especially by Wednesday morning. Here we go here. Mainly mid-level clouds initially. Some low-level ones could pass through, but you can see those chances for light rain, primarily south. There's a chance a couple of them can stray north a little bit, but you can see the general pattern is showing lots of dry weather and that low chance for a rain shower. That works its way south and it leaves our area by Thursday, so it's only a day-long event here. There's a cold front that moves through Thursday night into early Friday. Notice the temperature drop here a little bit. There could be a stray shower here as well, but a lot of it might happen even overnight. Either way, we head into next weekend. It is looking nice and pleasant. Temperatures in the low 70s, lots of sunshine. So overall, this weather pattern is showing us we're not done with the seasons of summertime just yet. It's been such a dry and warm summer, and by any means, it's not looking to go away for quite a while.
Good for us.
Yes, enjoying the nice weather.
Yeah, keep summer rolling on. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:19. Still ahead on again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. If you liked the weather last week, get ready for possibly a carbon copy this week. Meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center. And Eric, I took a peek at that 7-day, and it looks pretty similar to last week.
Yeah, very similar. Lots of sun, even warmer too, Gary. We're talking more summer-like conditions. If last week wasn't enough. Something to mention though, overnight we had some taste of the northern lights again here locally. This is a shot taken in Poland by Tina. As you can see here, pretty vibrant colors here. And this one was also taken at St. Lawrence River near Alex Bay in New York. Look at that vibrant green there. And a reminder, yes, these are spectacular photos. A lot of these photos sometimes cameras can let in more light than our eyes can see. So if you look out in the sky, you might not exactly see these colors, but you will see at least some faint hues of the greens, maybe a few reds. So that took place overnight. In the meantime, the rest of us, quiet out there. Some fog developing in the Mohawk Valley, most of that developing in the southern valleys right now. Temperature of 50 degrees in Rome, fog in Rochester, Syracuse, and in Hamilton. A cool down up north, 37 Saranac Lake. Today, expect lots of sun, highs in the upper 70s. Following today, we have more sunshine, more warm weather, maybe a chance for a rain shower in the middle of the week. We'll track the impacts, if we will see maybe a lot, or if it's going to be a dud coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget the storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. New details.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli.
Welcome back. Our photo of the day today comes as no surprise to what I'm about to show. I showed some of them a little earlier. This photo right here taken locally of the Northern Lights in East Herkimer. Look at this beautiful shot right here sent in by Andrea here. And just look at you even see the pillars there too out in the distance from the light. So amazing photo sent in to us. If you have photos of the Northern Lights last night you'd like to share with us, or potentially share it with a lot of you who want to take the time to look at our WKTV.com/weather/pics page. Not only do we get submissions, but also any of you can check out that page and see other submissions that didn't quite make it on air either just yet. Still, despite it, we have so many amazing photos. It's really hard to pick them. But thank you to all of you who keep sending your photos every day right here for our weather segment here, or photo segment here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. So our temperatures this morning in the 40s and 50s, another comfortable start. There are some areas of fog as well. And we'll see those temperatures warm up into the 70s this afternoon. conditions go from foggy to sunny, as overall this will be a pretty beautiful day on tap today. Now, there are some rain chances in the middle of the week. We're going to track those coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. While the spring was unusually wet, has been unusually dry, and that may have an effect on a fall favorite, pumpkins. Reporter Alexis Crandall takes a look at how the state of Vermont is being affected.
So this is our cute little pumpkin house.
The pumpkin farming season goes back to May and June when the seeds were planted. For some farms, including Paul Mazza's in Essex Junction, wet soil made it hard.
The wet weather this spring made it actually really hard to get a lot of planting done because most fields were so wet you couldn't get your tractor into them. So pumpkins went in a little bit later than we had preferred, but they still seem to be arriving on time and in good quality. So thankfully it came around.
They were worried about the drought, but while their crops recovered, other farms across the state weren't so lucky.
People don't have a crop of pumpkins or squash because of things that happened in May and June. and then we went into a drought, so compounding effects of that. And then other people I've talked to have, they have a bumper crop of good quality pumpkins.
One of those farms having a bumper crop year, Whitcomb Farm at their new location in Essex Junction. They attribute their abundant year to their land, a former field of grass.
It's one of the best crops we've had in the 23 years. We thought the drought there might have hurt us, but I think they say once pumpkin plants are established and they've kind of pollinated, we've got some what they call virgin pumpkin land here.
Whitcomb says their new farm is less flood prone. It opens to the public next Saturday, the 20th. At Paul Mazza's, they have a new pumpkin house for visitors of all ages to enjoy.
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today, as always, lots of sun, dry weather, beautiful conditions outside. It's a quiet start today. A live look at our downtown Utica camera from the Nexus Center. And still, yes, there's some fog out there in the east, but plenty of sun directly over us in the city right now. Bigger picture shows high pressure keeping us mainly clear. Again, aside from that early fog, which will lift throughout the morning. As we head throughout the middle of the week, there's something else to know here. Look at this. We got some rain showers moving in from the south. That's going to produce clouds and maybe a stray shower by Wednesday afternoon. When it comes to rainfall chances, you can see here, no rain today or tomorrow. Wednesday, though, there's a very low chance. And the reason for it is that you've got high pressure in place right now. All that air is sinking. And then you have low pressure moving in. And it's a battle zone. And our thoughts are high pressure will win for the most part. But stray showers can survive and push into that sinking air enough to produce a shower before it does begin to fall apart. When it comes to sunshine, there's plenty of it today and tomorrow. Clouds move in Wednesday, lingering clouds on Thursday, and then maybe a few passing clouds on Friday from a cold front, which we'll talk about shortly here. But it is just overall a very warm stretch of weather. No fall like conditions as we take a look right here in the next 5 to 7 days here. Very warm. This will continue through the next 6 to 10 days as well. You can see lots of orange and red here. It's going to be a pretty warm stretch of weather for pretty much the rest of the month for the most part. For now, the signs point to a warmer than average stretch. So we look here in the Skycast, and it's a dry morning. Sunshine, highs in the 70s, pushing 80. Tomorrow, same story. Highs upper 70s near 80 after a pretty comfortable start in the low 50s and upper 40s. Plenty of sun as we head throughout Tuesday evening and Tuesday night. Watch clouds begin to roll their way in right here, and then you see a few splotches of green as that low pressure really tries to move in. It's a battle zone right here. Those showers move in, they fall apart, some might survive, but either way, by Wednesday night, the rain ends, that high pressure eventually wins out again, and remains dry for Thursday. Into Friday, though, there's a cold front that happens overnight into the early morning hours. It could be yet again another stray shower, but following that, the weather remains dry throughout Friday night and for pretty much the entire weekend. So next weekend's looking great weather-wise. In fact, a lot of this week's looking great weather-wise, Gary. I mean, it's great when there's no dangerous weather or severe weather, and it's good to just kind of relax and enjoy the nice conditions outside.
Summer of nice weekends.
Yes, gorgeous weather.
That's for sure. Eric, thanks. The time right now is
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And what a way to start a Monday, just like we've seen the past, 15, 16, 17 days or so?
Oh, easily. I mean, this whole month's been so pleasant. I mean, yes, we are behind on rainfall, but I mean, who doesn't enjoy a sunny day? So let's take a look at what we're going to expect throughout the day today. In fact, before we get to that, though, if you stayed up late last night, you're able to capture some of these shots of the Northern Lights. This is a photo taken by Tina in Poland. And you can see here some pretty vibrant greens and reds. How about this shot here, sent in by Mary. Look at this, taken at the St. Lawrence River near Alex Bay. And there's a lot of bright greens, even the pillars. That's how you can tell it's a pretty nice shot there. You get those pillars here. Reminder though, when you see these pictures, these are longer exposure. You don't usually see these with the naked eye, but you put on your camera for long exposure, and these pop out very, very brightly. So shout out to those that send in some photos. We have potentially another one that could be used for our photo of the day coming up in our next half hour. Downtown Utica, quiet scene, pretty nice sunrise out there in the morning twilight. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s, with the exception of Saranac Lake sitting at 36 chilly degrees up north. Morning fog turns to sunshine this afternoon, plenty of it. Highs near 80. Pretty beautiful day today. Now, there's a pretty nice stretch of weather all week long. We're cutting it close for rain chances for the middle of the week. We're going to track those. How much we could see, if it's a chance for a decent amount of rain or if it's just a bust in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Governor Hochul is expected to be in.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Monday. Hope you all had a great weekend. Weather was pretty nice for the most part, but this week we have some nice weather continuing on. We take a look right now at our CapV Tower camera. Still pretty dark early today. We have to wait still a little bit longer to get some decent visibility of the morning sunshine here over the Mohawk Valley. But either way, there is plenty of fog across mainly the southern tier, southern valleys, parts of the Mohawk Valley, and parts of the Adirondacks. So it's not widespread, but you might drive into it as you head out to work today. So just budget a few extra minutes. Again, if you're heading into the Mohawk Valley, into the east, if you're heading into the southern valleys, or, for example, way up in the Adirondacks. So today, it's green on our traffic tracker, green across the board. Today, after that morning fog, the temperatures climb into the 70s. Plenty of sunshine. Beautiful weather this afternoon. Another one of those days you can probably leave those windows cracked, leave them down. Maybe drive into work, windows down. Or for some of you who still have some motorcycles out, it's not the end of the season just yet. Take those bikes out to work today. Enjoy this nice weather. We're continuing to see this nice weather over the next couple of days. There's a chance, though, for rain chances as we head into the middle of the week. We'll talk about those rain chances, how much we could see, and if it's going to be a bust or not coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thank you. China is now set to open what will become
Storm Tracker 2 team, where we track storms. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Happy Monday, everybody. Today, plenty of sun and some warm temperatures. Pretty much repeat of last week. We'll just do it again this week, but it's a little bit warmer. Let's take a look, though, At downtown Utica, finally starting to see that twilight show up in a lot more detail here. And some clouds out there in the distance, some fog trying to form in the valley, but again, a lot of that dense fog is still mainly focused heading down toward Binghamton in the southern tier. Bigger picture shows high pressure in place here today, and that's going to drive our weather pattern for today and tomorrow. Although, as we head in the middle of the week, there will be some changes here. Now, you can probably see in the bottom of the screen here a little bit, but there's some clouds and some rainfall. Now, watch what happens as we head in the middle of the week. That low pressure slowly lifts north, and we have a battleground here over central New York with high pressure and low pressure. And this is what will be driving our weather on Wednesday. Now, for the most part, high pressure wins out, but there will be a few stray showers that survive the trip into central New York. So, rain chances not entirely ruled out for Wednesday. But again, it's not very high, maybe a passing shower if that. Now, we will see, which is not as uncertain, would be the cloud cover. There is a little more clouds in the sky Wednesday compared to today and tomorrow. Still some lingering clouds Thursday, and then some more clouds on Friday, which will be from an approaching cold front, which we'll talk about here shortly. But either way, it is a pretty warm stretch of weather. There is no fall in the air, at least for the next 5 to 7 days here. Upper 70s near 80. Feels just like we're in late August and early September all over again. So beyond that, even the rest of the month here too, looking pretty warm, above average temperatures between the 20th and 24th, even beyond that, 8 to 14 days out. But in the short-term forecast, we've got plenty of sun today, beautiful weather by tonight. Lows fall into the 50s, 40s in the higher elevations. Tomorrow, sunshine, beautiful weather, highs pushing 80 again. Tomorrow night is where we begin to see some clouds increase in the southwest. Here they come. Wednesday morning, few clouds, still looking dry though, but watch by the afternoon, a couple stray showers move their way in. And then by Wednesday evening, rain falls apart, it dries up by the overnight into Thursday. Now following Thursday is another shot for rainfall Thursday night into Friday from that cold front. Again, not a whole lot of rainfall chance. And then you can see the temperatures drop from the near 80-degree mark to the low 70s by the weekend. Still pleasantly sunny, pleasantly warm, and just overall pleasant weather, Gary. I mean, we got some gorgeous weather conditions for the next 5 to 7 days.
I don't know about you, but I do not recall a longer stretch of beautiful weather than this.
I mean, we've had maybe week-long stretches like maybe a few years ago, but having this stretch going on potentially 2 weeks,
yeah.
Unheard of.
Unheard of. Eric, thanks. Be sure to like us on once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. Get ready for another beautiful day. That's right here in central New York. Something odd, right, Eric?
Yeah, something pretty uncommon here, all this beautiful weather. Yeah, it's been so gorgeous here the past week. Weekend not too bad. This week, though, some pretty nice weather again. But overnight, if you stayed up late, you're able to witness some of the beautiful scenes of the Northern Lights. This is a photo taken in Poland by Tina. You can see here some of the reds and greens. Pretty vibrant view of the Northern Lights. Had a solar storm move in last night to produce this. Another photo here sent in by Mary at the St. Lawrence River near Alex Bay here in New York. And you can see just the bright greens and reds, even some pillars here. So very great views of the Northern Lights overnight. Now, the sun is slowly starting to rise and will be a fantastic day out there here in central New York. There's a live view from behind us right now in our downtown Utica camera here in the Nexus Center. Now, it's interesting here what's going on. We have some clear skies right now in Rome. We have some fog here in Syracuse and an isolated shower here in Hamilton. Interesting sight there early this morning, but either way, we're going to see all that sunshine move in with high temperatures climbing into the upper 70s near 80 degrees. We're going to track those rain chances this week, especially by the middle of the week. We'll see if it's going to produce anything notable or just a dud coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. New details are emerging.
Better prices and local company. It's Wheelock Disposal.
Welcome back. Photo of the day today takes us to outer space. Well, maybe not quite, but at least a view of the night sky. This is a photo taken of the Northern Lights in East Herkimer by Andrea. Shout out to those of you who got to witness the Northern Lights last night. A beautiful view right there of some of the pillars and some reds and some greens here. A solar storm moved in last night, producing this very colorful display. If you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, we have a lot of great submissions, but more is always great, especially from different areas of central New York. Send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics for a chance to feature your photo here on News Channel 2 at sunrise every weekday morning. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Some communities, especially in the Midwest, are trying to find ways to control
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today, beautiful weather is expected. Temperatures climbing from what's currently in the 50s up into the 70s. Take a look at downtown Utica. Beautiful scene out here of the morning twilight and the morning sunshine slowly moving in. And this is all driven in by this pretty consistent weather pattern here. Got this high pressure over much of the Northeast. So all that air is sinking toward the ground where there's barely any clouds, and aside, of course, from that fog in the lower levels, which will burn off. We look at the middle of the week, and there is one system we're closely watching. It's low pressure to our south, and that'll move in as we head into Wednesday evening. Now, there's a bit of a battle going on with high pressure here currently and low pressure to our south. High pressure generally wins, but there could be a stray shower or two moving in by Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. So it's not entirely dry, especially those of you south of the Thruway. You might experience maybe a brief shower here and there. But it does dry up as we head into Thursday with maybe a rain chance heading into Friday too. We'll get to that here shortly. Cloud chances, or at least cloud cover, not really a whole lot today and tomorrow. A few more clouds on Wednesday and a little bit less on Thursday before another front moves in as we approach Friday. But still, those temperatures feeling not so fall-like out there. Upper 70s pushing 80. Just overall very beautiful weather expected for much of this week. Temperature-wise, no cool down in the short term. In fact, even beyond it, 6 to 10 days out, even 8 to 14 days out. It's looking great. So I think for the most part, the rest of September is shaping up very warm and still drier than usual. So to our Skycast today, temperatures climb into the upper 70s, plenty of sun. Tonight, it's quiet, lows in the 50s and 40s. Tomorrow morning, we begin in the 40s and 50s, again climbing into the 70s, plenty of sun. By Tuesday evening, watch what happens to our south and east. We're going to see some clouds begin to move in overnight. Wednesday morning, mid-level clouds here for the most part. Still looking dry, but we head throughout the afternoon to see some of those rain chances. Very brief and light rain chances passing in from the south, primarily affecting the southern valleys, and then North Country looking mainly dry. Then, of course, by Wednesday night, that low pressure fizzles out. High pressure kicks back in again, and Thursday is looking pretty pleasant. We look ahead beyond Thursday, a cold front moves through. Look at those temperatures going from the low 80s Thursday to the low 70s by the weekend. There's a rain chance early Friday, but that is really about it. Then the sun moves back in again, and it remains pretty prevalent for the weekend. Still, Gary, I mean, just look at that 7-day. I mean, sunshine, 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 warm weather too. So great weather for that.
Yeah, we'll take that for sure. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 6:52. Still ahead, one last look at the forecast and a peek. This Eric Gage joining us now. And Eric, we continue to be in one historic stretch of weather here in the Mohawk Valley. This is just unbelievable.
Yeah, so much sunshine, so much dry weather. And again, behind us right now, just blue skies across the Mohawk Valley. Let's take a look in Oneonta, a live view from the city of the hills here, where there's still some colors popping up here and there. There are a lot more locations starting to see a more color compared to I would say even last week. The weekend alone has seen a jump in foliage. So maybe this week we'll really start to see plenty of those colors here. Look at the temperatures, 73 in Rome, 72 in Hamilton. So we're in the low 70s right now. Very pleasant afternoon here in the Mohawk Valley. The live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar as the skies are entirely clear. We are looking at dry conditions all across the region. Now today, it's in the upper 70s by the mid-afternoon. Tonight, we're in the 50s with clear skies, quiet weather. We are looking at a potential rain chance in the middle of the week. We'll talk about how much and if it will impact you coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Brand new this year. Out of the White House, the U.S. and
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Plenty of sun today. A beautiful Monday afternoon here. And in fact, while the weather was quiet, some of you, if you stayed up late last night, you were able to capture the northern lights. How about this photo right here submitted to our website, WKTV.com/weather/pics. Again, a great opportunity to do that. Look at this, taken in Steuben Valley of not only the northern lights. Look at this. You got the Big Dipper out here in the distance. How about that for a photo combination right there? So shout out to the anonymous submitter here. If you like credit, just let me know in an email. I want to make sure you have your name attached to this. This is an amazing shot right here. Downtown Utica, blue skies, near cloudless across the region. Temperatures hovering in the low 70s for the lower elevations. And while weather is quiet right now, our eyes are pointed to low pressure along the Atlantic coast. It's currently off the Carolinas and Virginia right now. When we enter Wednesday, this low pressure is going to continue to move north, but this high pressure is going to do its best to have that rain fall apart. We could see a stray shower Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. Most of the day is dry, but some of those showers will survive and push north, so a low chance for rain on Wednesday. Thursday it dries up, and then there's another rain chance early Friday, but we'll get to that here in a second. When it comes to cloud cover, still plenty of sun today and tomorrow. A few more clouds in the sky Wednesday, lingering clouds on Thursday as that low pushes east, and then a few more as we head into Friday from that cold front. So what I will say is, as we head throughout much of this week, there's no fall conditions out there, at least for the daytime highs. Yes, mornings might be a little crisp, but the afternoons are just downright gorgeous. And we get that combination, we should be seeing some very vibrant fall colors across the area. Cold front moves through Friday into Saturday. That's going to cool things down a little bit into the weekend, but again, it's not a whole lot. In fact, beyond the next 6 days, it's still looking pretty warm, and the next 8 to 14 days shows above average temperature trends. Our skycast today, obviously it's quiet, sunny, temperatures in the upper 70s. Tonight, it's going to be in the 50s and 40s, a quiet morning and a quiet day tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine, highs in the upper 70s. Tomorrow night, a few more clouds roll their way in. And as we head into Wednesday morning, your morning commute early will be dry. But as you head throughout, say, 9, 10, 11 a.m., especially down south, there could be a stray shower. Throughout the afternoon, it could push north a little bit. But again, we're talking maybe a 15-minute rain shower, if that. And enough to get the grass damp, the roadways damp, and then before you know it, it's over with. That cloud cover exits. So will the rain chances. Thursday's dry, high near 80. Friday looking very pleasant after a cold front moves through in the afternoon, or at least late morning, early afternoon. And then the weekend, low 70s, sunshine, dry weather. Just a common sight here, Gary. Look at all those sunshine icons. We're now on week 2 of this. Yes, maybe rain chances over the weekend, but I mean, barely anything. It's been so dry, it's been so sunny, so that stretch continues.
Seems like week 8. I mean, we've had quite a run. Eric, thanks. Well, brand new details. This Eric Gage joining us now, and Eric, it's been pretty dry here for a while now.
Yeah, and it looks like the dry stretch will be continuing. Let's take a look at what's going on here, not only in Utica, but for much of the Northeast. And you can see this rainfall accumulation map. This is a longer range ensemble model here. Basically, it takes several model forecasts and puts them all together in a general idea. And as you see right here, with the amount of data coming in right now, there's just no strong signals of any good rain setups here for the next 5 to 7 days, even beyond it into next week. So far, no major signals here. So what that means is our dry stretch will continue. Wow, that might be some good news for fall foliage, which might pop out earlier, but still maybe a little more vibrant here. Oneonta live view outside, some clouds out there, but still plenty of sunshine here. Temperatures in the 70s here in the valley, even upper 60s up in Saranac Lake, which was in the 30s earlier this morning. So this radar right now showing dry weather. This going to be remaining dry throughout the entire evening and overnight. Lots of sunshine, and be sure to enjoy the weather today. And even tomorrow, too. But by Wednesday, we do have some signals of a rain chance. We'll let you know what the latest trends on that are coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Following the murder of conservative activist Charlie
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you all had a great weekend. Even this morning, not too bad out there. It was a little chilly, but we have warmed up quickly. Downtown Utica, we take a live view outside where we got plenty of blue skies early today. In fact, oh, look at this. We have some of the trees here. We noticed that earlier. Some of the trees right along Risking Boulevard here starting to change into a more bright yellow here. There was a tree out in the distance that changed into more orange, and we'll see these progress throughout the next week or so. So today it's sunny, beautiful day. Tomorrow, same story. As we look throughout the middle of the week, though, we have a low pressure system out near the Atlantic coast, which is currently off the Carolinas and Virginia. As it moves its way north, it's going to collide with the high pressure that's keeping our weather dry. Now, in this process, a couple stray showers might survive and move their way into the Mohawk Valley, but aside from that, expect a mainly dry day. So you can thank the high pressure currently over us now, which is producing all that sunshine today and tomorrow, preventing us from seeing any notable rain Wednesday. It does dry up, though, on Thursday, by the way. Yeah, in terms of cloud cover, too, sunshine today and tomorrow, increased clouds Wednesday, then they begin to depart a little bit on Thursday. When it comes to temperatures, I mean, we're talking summer-like weather here for late summertime. I mean, we have our final full week of summer. Next week, we'll see our first days of fall, and I mean, you can see this right here. There's no sign of fall here. Potentially next week. We'll see how it goes, but for now, even beyond that, it does look to be above average, not only for this week, for the next 6 to 10 days, and for the next 8 to 14 days, showing above average temperatures. So at least for now, the rest of fall, or at least the rest of summertime into early fall, looks warmer than average. Today, it's sunny, beautiful weather across the board. By tonight, lows fall into the 50s and 40s. Clear skies tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s by the afternoon. By tomorrow night, though, we'll start to see those clouds increase. Watch from the southeast right here. Clouds, initially it's dry for the early morning commute Wednesday, but by 8, 9, 10 o'clock, if you are in the southern valleys, you might see that stray shower. It might also push its way even farther north, although a bit less likely heading into Oneida County. But the farther north you go, the less likely to see a rain shower, as that high pressure is a bit stronger up here and those rain chances fall apart. Either way, by the overnight hours, that rain ends, clouds departs, and sunshine moves in for your Thursday. As you can see here, 7% chance of rainfall Wednesday. I left the number up there to give you an idea of just, it's not a whole lot of rain. If it does rain, maybe 10, 15 minutes of a light, moderate rain shower. Then, after a cold front on Friday, things turn even sunnier by the weekend. Saturday and Sunday is gorgeous, low 70s, low humidity, lots of sunshine. If it falls on the weekend, that's all we care about, Gary, because, I mean, if you have any late summer, early fall plans, apple picking, pumpkin picking.
Weddings.
Weddings, of course, a lot of fall weddings.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it falls on a Saturday, you got that fall foliage, you got great weather for it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Eric, thanks. Well, a California license plate.
Forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio. Rinse and repeat. Broken record, but I'm not complaining.
No, and beautiful day, and we're going to have a beautiful evening. It's just going to continue tonight, and it's going to continue into the day tomorrow. As you can see just how blue it is off the Nexus Cam in downtown Utica. Bright blue skies, comfortable temperatures. We warmed all the way up into the upper 70s. We've actually hit 80 degrees over the last hour at Griffis and Rome. Many of us have cracked the low 80s. Little Falls coming in at 82. The North Country primarily in the upper 70s. The southern tier mid to upper 70s as well. But incredibly comfortable temperatures. Again, yes, rinse and repeat with the dry weather on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and we're continuing to track all chances for rainfall. We're still hanging on to 80 degrees with sunny skies up in Rome. We are over to calm winds with comfortable levels of dew point and comfortable conditions. This evening, comfortable conditions continue. Sunny skies with temperatures in the mid-70s. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the few rain chances that we do have in the forecast. Kristen, Jason.
James, thank you. The United States and China have
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. It's a beautiful start to our week, and we're going to continue to see beautiful conditions tonight, this evening, tonight, and into the day tomorrow, and through most of the day on Wednesday. Taking a look at downtown Utica off the Nexus Center right now. Very, very blue skies. There are few to no clouds out there. The area of high pressure that is in place is very strong, really keeping those clouds at bay. Stellar weather continues this evening. Sunshine with temperatures in the 70s this evening. Tonight, Northern Lights, are we going to have a chance? Not as good of a chance as we had last night. We do have a very slim shot. I will let you know if it amplifies. And will we have fog tomorrow morning? I do think we will have a little bit of patchy fog by daybreak tomorrow. And we are tracking the chance, finally, for possibly a shower during the middle portion of Wednesday. Wanted to show the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. We've been showing this pretty frequently from the Climate Prediction Center. It continues, and this now goes almost to the end of September, continues to favor above average temperatures for the entirety of the lower 48. We're going to continue to see warm temperatures through the end of September. Upper 70s, possibly even some low 80s at times. It's going to help fuel this drought. That combined with the fact that we don't have any drought busting rainfall in the forecast. This drought monitor will be updated on on Thursday, and I expect this to really amplify this week. We are past abnormally dry. We are into a moderate drought. Off to our east, they're already labeled in moderate to extreme levels of drought. Visibility currently perfect. It's going to stay that way overnight tonight, but by tomorrow morning, expect some patchy areas of fog and reduced visibility. Dry weather on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and it continues to look exactly the same as it has and will for at least a couple more days. This strong area of high pressure up to the north of us continues to really keep our clouds at bay, but we're keeping a very close eye on this disturbance off the coast of North Carolina. This area of low pressure is going to lift northward over the mid-Atlantic towards the New York City area, and then it's going to encounter some high pressure and some dry air. That high pressure that's in place over us is going to really mitigate this low area of low pressure. You can see we just get a couple of very light showers that work in during Wednesday afternoon, but they're battling this high pressure and dry air, and it's going to be a drier day than a wet day. We have a slight shower chance in the forecast for Wednesday. Dry, sunny conditions continue tonight. Clear skies overnight tonight, but fortunately temperatures don't drop off too low. We're not going to see any frost risk tonight. We rise with more sunshine steadily tomorrow. Highs yet again, upper 70s. Very beautiful weather tonight. Mostly clear skies, lows in the low 50s for Utica and Rome. The outlying areas may get into the low to upper 40s. Take a look at your 7-day forecast. Yeah, the only chance for rain, unfortunately, is that extremely slim shot during the day on Wednesday. It's also going to be the cloudiest day of the week. After that very, very slight shot for rain on Wednesday, we settle into another very dry stretch. Very warm temperatures as well, and that looks to continue even past this week, past these 7 days. Warmer weather continues, and still no drought-busting rainfall in sight.
James, thank you. Second summer, is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, I think so.
Forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio.
It is a beautiful night to get out with the dog. If you'd like to go for a dog walk, even just going for a walk, sitting outside in a patio, it doesn't get much more comfortable than this. And we have to enjoy it while it lasts. Let's be honest, it is September, and once we change those clocks in the first week of November, we're going to see big changes. Tonight's featured dogs are Zeus, Daisy, and Maddie from Vienna. A couple of goofballs showing up in this picture. They look so happy. Temperatures right now are in the upper 70s. We're going to cool off slowly through the 70s. By 8 p.m., we're into the upper 60s. Tracking a few things. We're tracking a couple of things. We're keeping an eye on rainfall chances because it's just been so brutally dry. It's still 80 degrees out up in Griffiths and Rome. That is the high temperature for the day. Low levels of dew point and low winds will allow temperatures to fall tonight, but we're not going to see any frost risk. Dry weather continues on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and unfortunately it's going to continue for several more days. We have a slight chance of rain for the middle of the week. We're going to break all of those we're going to break that one chance down coming up in a few minutes. Kristen, Jason.
All right, thank you, James. This is a Wall Street Journal investigation.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
What a beautiful start to our week. Sunshine, temperatures in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. Fantastic weather for mid-September. Downtown Utica, taking a look off the Nexus Center, very few to no clouds in the sky as high pressure is really in control. That sinking air is allowing for sunshine and plenty of widespread blue skies, very few clouds. It remains stellar this evening, warm, sunny, and pleasant. Clear overnight. Northern light chances, they're looking slim to none, but they're not zero, not like we saw last night. And I do anticipate some fog to develop before tomorrow morning. And then shower chances, we can actually say I have a shower chance in the forecast, and that would occur during Wednesday afternoon. However, we are anticipating, yet again, drier air to primarily win out in this situation. The 8 to 14-day temperature outlook continues to favor very warm weather through the end of September. The last week of September here, forecasted from the Climate Prediction Center, still favors above average temperatures with a 60 to 70% probability. We are very likely to see weather that continue to be in the upper 70s to low 80s. Your foliage report, I just want to mention that we have little color across here. I want to say that we could have put in a couple of yellow spots here. If you drive around, you will see some areas within this green that do have some color. It's just that this is the most defined areas in terms of color. Very widespread once you get up into the Old Forge area. But again, if you drive from Utica up 12 to 28, from Utica to Forestport, you will see plenty of color. It is beginning to come out. No visibility issues at this time. That will change by tomorrow morning as patchy fog develops right before daybreak. Dry weather continues on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Next chance for rain is going to come thanks to this area of low pressure that is off of the right off the Outer Banks right now. And it's going to slowly lift north over the next couple of days. But as it does, it's going to run into an area of high pressure. As this lifts north, it encounters drier air, and it really falls apart as it moves into our area. We see a couple of blips of showers show up during the early Wednesday afternoon, but again, it's nothing substantial or significant. We're not seeing that drought-busting, soaking rainfall that we desperately need. Skycast tonight, clear and dry. Temperatures steadily decline because of the clear skies, but no frost risk tonight. Low 50s for Utica and Rome. Mid to upper 40s for the North Country. Tomorrow, sunshine continues again. We steadily rise back up into the upper 70s with plenty of sunshine and pleasant weather. Lows tonight are going to be in the low 50s for Utica and Rome, approximately 53 degrees with mostly clear skies. A look at your 7-day forecast. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday, despite the fact that we are going to keep an eye out for a couple of sprinkles. I do believe that most of us continue to see dry weather, unfortunately, on Wednesday. And as you can see in our 7-day forecast, there are no rainfall chances. Not only are there no slight rainfall chances, or I should say, not only do we not have any chances for significant rainfall, we don't really have any chances for even a light rainfall. But beautiful weather continues.
Forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio.
We just continue to have fantastic weather. It was a beautiful start to our week. Widespread sunshine, bright blue skies, warm temperatures, upper 70s to near 80 degrees, and conditions continue tonight to be beautiful, but we're beginning to pay the price. We are very, very dry. We are closing in now on over 4.5 inches of rainfall deficit since July 1st, and while this is only depicting abnormally dry, we have reached moderate drought status across all of central New York. Looking over stream gauge data, things are getting worse by the day as we continue to get fewer and fewer amounts of precipitation. Warm weather continues this evening. We're going to be in the mid to upper 70s for most of the evening. We continue to keep an eye out for all chances of rainfall, and we're going to break down the one chance that we do have to get a little bit of rain this week. We're down to 79 now up at Griffiths and Rome. We were at 80 a little while ago. I believe we peaked right around 80 degrees for highs. Temperatures this evening will continue to remain in the mid 70s with sunny skies and pleasant air quality and conditions. Like I mentioned a minute ago, we're going to break down when that one rain chance that we do have this week arrives. Kristen, Jason?
Thank you, James. More than a year ago.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. It's a beautiful start to our week, and it's really going to set the stage for the majority of the upcoming week. Beautiful weather for almost the entirety. Let's talk about tonight, though. This evening is going to continue to be extremely comfortable, plenty of sunshine. Even after the sun sets, we're going to have nothing but clear skies. Temperatures remain comfortable as well. We're going to stay in the mid-70s for a few more hours. And then as we head into the beginning of the overnight, into the mid-60s. Stellar this evening, simply near perfect. Northern lights possible tonight. There's a slim chance. I will keep an eye out for any spike in solar activity, but I think it's going to be, yesterday was our peak. Fog chances for tomorrow, looking likely. I do expect some scattered fog. By tomorrow morning, some reduced visibility. And the real question mark, will we actually see any rainfall on Wednesday? It still remains to be seen. It's looking unlikely at this time. Showers look to be few and far between. We'll break that down. Your 8 to 14-day temperature outlook continues to favor very warm weather. Above average temperatures still forecasted by the Climate Prediction Center through the end of August. 50 to 70% probability of above average temperatures, so a pretty high level of confidence that we continue to see warm weather through the end of September. Around the state, there's no visibility issues at this time with those clear skies, but that's going to change before daybreak, as I expect fog to develop late overnight. Very dry and quiet on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and that stays this way at least until the middle of the day on Wednesday. That's when things begin to change ever so slightly. We're keeping an eye on this area of low pressure, which is down just off the coast of North Carolina. We're also keeping an eye on this very strong area of high pressure back up here across the Great Lakes in the Northeast. And this area of high pressure is why it's been so clear, why it's been so sunny, and why it's been so beautiful. And it's going to continue to drive our weather as this area of low pressure lifts northward. It fights this area of high pressure, which is going to bring dry air into the rainfall that the low pressure is trying to bring in. And we're not going to see too much in the way of rainfall. 3 p.m. Wednesday, a couple of sprinkles across central New York. And that's about it. And unfortunately, that's about the extent of our rainfall chances this week. Beautiful conditions continue tonight, sunny and then clear overnight. We're not nearly as cold. Temperatures for Utica and lows for Utica and Rome will be in the low 50s. The northern portions of the viewing area will get into the mid 40s. Tomorrow we warm up very quickly and steadily with plenty of sunshine, highs right around 77 degrees. Tonight, like I mentioned, lows 53, mostly clear skies. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast. Unfortunately, Wednesday does look like, even if we don't get a couple of showers on Wednesday, it will be the cloudiest day of the week. Partly sunny skies settle back in on Thursday, another warm day. And then as we head into the weekend, slightly cooler, but it remains dry. Still no drought-busting rainfall in sight for us. We continue to keep a very close eye out that our water levels are getting very low.
James, thank you.
Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. Time now for a first look at the forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio. Northern lights possibly tonight, right?
Nice little surprise. It's a relatively weaker solar storm compared to yesterday. However, I'm getting pictures from people from north of Rome in Lee right now that are able to see the northern lights. If you're north of Utica, if you can go out and take a look, you're going to want to. They are visible out there. We do still have some solar energy. It's not quite as strong as it was last night. We typically measure this on a scale of a KP index. Last night's KP got as high as 7. It's currently about 5 across northern Oneida County. It's only about 4 across southern Oneida County, but it's enough that they're visible. Tracking a couple of things. Patchy fog is going to develop before daybreak. Chance of a light shower remains in place for Wednesday, and that's really what we're hanging our hopes on. Because again, we continue to track extreme drought conditions as we head into the remainder of the week and even through the weekend. Warm, dry weather continues. It's more of the same. Temperatures right now across the area anywhere from the mid to upper 50s. A couple areas still hanging on to lower 60s. It's a very mild evening this evening. We're not going to see any frost chances. Still 69 degrees with clear skies, and those clear skies are what's allowing for the aurora to be so visible. It's absolutely perfect conditions. It's 100% clear out there. You're not going to encounter any clouds. Dry weather continues on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Coming up, we are going to take a look at every little bit of chance that we do have for rain in the forecast period. Jason?
All right, thank you, James. The Village of
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. We started off the week with fantastic weather, and it's going to set the stage for the rest of the upcoming week. And we're actually being treated to a really nice surprise right now with very mild temperatures and very clear skies. And we're going to break that down coming up. I'm very excited to tell you about that. 69 degrees with clear skies. Breezy conditions right now, but we've seen the breeze go from calm to 10 to calm to 10. We're not going to see breezy conditions overnight tonight, and comfortable levels of humidity continue. 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. Above average temperatures remain probable through the end of September. The last week of September continues to favor very above average temperatures. Current state visibility perfectly fine. No one's seeing any fog at this time. Do believe that changes right before daybreak. 3 to 4 a.m. fog will develop. By the time you wake up shortly before daybreak, you'll wake up to some areas of patchy fog. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Quiet, dry, completely silent, and it's going to continue to look this way for at least a couple more days. Here's the surprise. Northern lights did kick off within the last 20 to 30 minutes. I'm getting pictures all over the place from central and northern Oneida County. There is a lot of solar activity still in the atmosphere. It's not as strong as it was last night, but if you take your camera and look north and point it in night mode for about 5 to 10 second exposure, they are currently visible, especially to the north of Utica and the farther away that you are from lights. It's a great opportunity tonight to get some pictures. I know my mom got to see them for the first time tonight. We're tracking this area of low pressure off the coast of North Carolina, and it's going to slowly track northward. High pressure has been controlling our weather and keeping us very sunny and dry. And as this area of low pressure works into our area, it gets close to our area on Wednesday, it's going to be battling this high pressure to the point where these showers fall apart as they work into central New York, only leaving us with very, very, very light sporadic rainfall. Tonight, clear skies. Lows are only going to be in the low 50s for Utica and Rome, mid 40s for the North Country. No frost chances. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow, and temperatures rise steadily right up into the upper 70s. And then it's another mostly clear night again tomorrow night. Tonight, lows in the low 50s, approximately 53 with mostly clear skies. Look at your 7-day forecast. Wednesday, again, a few sprinkle chances during the afternoon and evening, but we are anticipating a primarily dry day. How it's going to be the cloudiest day of the week, though, on Wednesday. We do warm right back up on Wednesday with partly sunny skies. That continues into Friday. Slightly cooler over the weekend. But again, those warm temperatures return by Monday, and they settle in for the entirety of next week. The end of September, looking very warm. And yes, I want to reiterate, if you can get out there, look north, turn your phone on night mode. It's very cool out there right now.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, James. Coming up next, time now for a first look at the forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio. Hey, a shot to see the northern lights for some folks tonight.
We are getting reports and pictures in from Lee, from Turin, from Forestport of people that have all captured the northern lights this evening.
Very cool.
It seems that North Rome is about the cutoff point. Can't see anything up on Smith Hill tonight, unfortunately. We were able to see them up on Smith Hill last night. I've spoken to a few people that are in central New York as well, around the New Hartford and the Clinton area, and they're unable to see the lights in their usual spot as well either. So I do believe this is more of a northern Oneida County event. Nevertheless, still very pretty. Patchy fog develops by daybreak. We're keeping an eye out for that. Chance of a light shower on Wednesday. The slight disturbance working up the coast that we're going to track. And warm, dry weather continues through this week, into next weekend, and into the week after. Temperatures right now in the mid-50s to upper 50s. It's a relatively mild night. It's not overly chilly. There's not going to be any frost chances. It's 60 degrees with clear skies in Rome, and the winds have died back down to 6 miles per hour. The winds will remain calm overnight. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar continues to be dry. We're going to track what few chances we do have for rainfall coming right up. Jason?
James, thank you. The village of Herkimer.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Monday evening. A beautiful start to our week today. It's been a pleasant evening. It's going to be a relatively mild and comfortable night. Clear skies, calm conditions. And that's going to continue. 60 degrees with clear skies up in Rome. A low dew point at 50. I shouldn't say low, relatively low, but close enough to the temperature that we are monitoring fog, which is why it is coming up as muggy. It's not necessarily muggy, but it's a higher dew point than we've seen recently. Very warm temperatures remain probable for the rest of September. Through the final week of September, we continue to look for 50 to 70% probability of above average temperatures from the Climate Prediction Center. And I really think that that is going to come to fruition more days than not above average through the end of the month. The around the state drought monitor is only going to continue to get worse. Despite what this depicts, we are in a moderate drought across all of central New York. Our waterways are very, very low, and we are going to continue to track rainfall very closely. Finally, first time I've showed this tonight, and we've had someone having some reduced visibility, some light fog developing in Hamilton right now. As the night progresses, fog will continue to develop. I expect to have quite a bit of patchy fog to break out before daybreak tomorrow. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Nothing is going to be breaking out on here anytime soon. Quiet and dry weather continues through the day tomorrow. What we are tracking is an area of low pressure just off of the coast of North Carolina. And this is going to track northward, but as it does, it's going to be battling this high pressure that has been sitting over us for several days and will continue to sit over us for several days as this begins to work close to us on Wednesday. As the rain showers work into our direction, they encounter this high pressure, this drier, sinking air, and these showers really fall apart. We see a couple of sprinkles for a short period of time, and that is really about it. Clear skies tonight allow temperatures to fall to the low 50s, mid 40s for lows across the North Country, a little bit colder. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow. We warm up steadily in the mid to upper 70s, low 70s for the North Country and for the southern tier. Clear skies yet again tomorrow night. Another relatively mild night, not overly chilly, no frost chances again. Here come those showers Wednesday morning. Very light shower working on Otsego County. Look at how it almost fizzles out as it works across central New York. We may see a 10 to 15 minute a 10 to 15 minute shower, and I think that's going to be about it for Wednesday. Tonight, clear skies, calm conditions, mostly clear. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we're leaving Wednesday dry for now because the rain chances are so few and far between. that is the only chance for rain that is in this forecast. We still have no drought-busting rainfall in sight. Dry weather continues into and through the weekend. A warming trend begins towards the second half of the weekend. Warm weather settling in for next week.